Good evening, everyone. Let me tell you something, there's incredible power in keeping some things to yourself. You don't owe the world an explanation for everything you're going through. It's okay to live your life without feeling the need to announce your every move. Not everyone who listens is rooting for you. Sometimes we share too much and end up with energies that don't serve us. Protecting your peace means understanding that not every battle, every victory, every thought needs an audience. What's meant for you will manifest, whether you share it or not. Stop looking for validation. Stop seeking approval from people who don't hold your vision and start trusting yourself. Your life is your own journey. In silence, there's a certain grace, there's wisdom and privacy. So the next time you feel compelled to overshare, take a step back and remember you are enough with or without the world's commentary. Value your privacy because in that space of quiet, you find your strength. Privacy is a form of protection. It's about guarding your peace, your energy, and the parts of your life that are too precious to be exposed to the world. We live in a time where it feels like everything should be shared, every thought, every emotion, every experience. But when you give too much of yourself away, you begin to lose the essence of who you are. There's real power in holding certain things close, in not letting everyone have access to your innermost thoughts or personal struggles. Not everything needs to be public. Your dreams, your plans, your battles, they don't need an audience. Because the truth is, not everyone who listens is cheering for you. Some people are waiting for you to slip, to fall, or to doubt yourself. When you value your privacy, you create boundaries, and boundaries are a form of self-love. They say, this part of me is not for the world to see. This is mine. I'm keeping this sacred. In that space of privacy, you give yourself room to grow, to make mistakes, to heal, without the noise of other people's opinions or judgments. Privacy allows you to own your journey without needing to justify it to anyone. You can move at your own pace, guided by your own intuition, without the pressure of outside expectations. You're able to take your time to nurture your dreams in silence until they're ready to bloom. And when they do, let your success speak for itself. So don't feel the need to share everything. It's okay to hold something back, to keep some moments, some feelings just for you. There's beauty and mystery in the quiet moments where it's just you and your thoughts. Privacy isn't about hiding, it's about preserving your peace and giving yourself the space to become exactly who you're meant to be. Discernment is key because not everyone who is around you is for you. You have to be able to look beyond what people say and truly feel their intentions. Discernment isn't just about making choices, it's about having the wisdom to see beyond the surface, to understand the energy people bring into your life, and to decide who deserves a seat at your table. We live in a world where it's easy to get caught up in appearances, what people show you, what they say to you, but discernment asks you to go deeper than that. It requires who can handle your truth and who truly has your best interests at heart. Discernment is about understanding that not every opportunity is the right one. Not every person has a positive role to play in your journey, and not every compliment is genuine. It's about knowing when to say yes and when to say no, without guilt or hesitation, because you trust yourself enough to make those decisions. You see, discernment protects your spirit. It allows you to build relationships based on trust and authenticity while keeping negativity at bay. When you practice discernment, you start attracting the right people, those who uplift you, who understand your value, and who want to see you thrive. So be discerning. Pay attention not just to what people say, but to how they make you feel. Trust that inner knowing, that sense that something isn't adding up, because more often than not, it's leading you in the right direction. Surround yourself with those who nourish your spirit and let go of those who drain it. This is how you protect your path and walk in your purpose with clarity and peace. Protect your energy because your energy is your life force. It's the essence of who you are, the fuel that drives everything you do. Without it, you can't show up fully for yourself, for your dreams, or for the people you love. And here's the thing, not everyone and everything deserves access to that energy. It's not just about protecting your time or your space, it's about guarding the very thing that keeps you going. We often give our energy away without realizing it. We spend it on people who drain us, on situations that don't serve us, on conversations that leave us feeling empty. We let ourselves get pulled into drama, into negativity, into the chaos of other people's lives, and then we wonder why we're exhausted, why we feel depleted. Protecting your energy means recognizing that you have the power to choose where your energy goes, and that power is sacred. When you protect your energy, you create boundaries, and boundaries are a form of self-respect. They say, I am important enough to decide who gets to affect me, who gets to share my space, and who gets my time. You don't have to be available to everyone, and you don't have to be involved in everything. It's okay to say no when something feels wrong, to step back when a situation is toxic, and to distance yourself from people who bring negativity into your life. That's not selfish, it's survival. Protecting your energy is also about awareness. Be mindful of what drains you and what uplifts you. Notice how you feel after certain conversations, after spending time with certain people, after engaging in certain activities. If you're constantly feeling tired, frustrated, or weighed down, it's time to reassess where your energy is going. You can't pour from an empty cup. When you allow yourself to be drained, you have nothing left to give to yourself or anyone else. Protecting your energy means prioritizing your well-being so you can stay strong, focused, and aligned with your purpose. It's about filling yourself up first so you have the strength and clarity to move forward. And it's not just about people. Protecting your energy also means being mindful of what you consume. The news you watch, the social media you scroll through, the environments you surround yourself with, all of these things can impact your energy. You have to be selective about what you let into your mind, your heart, and your spirit. If it doesn't inspire you, uplift you, or push you toward growth, let it go. Protecting your energy is a daily practice. It's about checking in with yourself, tuning into how you feel, and making decisions that honor your well-being. It's about knowing that you deserve to be at peace and that you are worthy of environments, relationships, and situations that nourish your soul. So guard your energy fiercely. Treat it as the precious resource that it is, because when you protect your energy, you protect your purpose, your joy, and your ability to live a life that feels good to you. Trust your journey because your path is uniquely yours. No one else has lived your experiences, no one else carries your dreams, and no one else knows the depths of your potential the way you do. Life will take you in directions you never expected: twists, turns, setbacks, and breakthroughs. But no matter what it looks like on the outside, you have to believe that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. So often we compare our journeys to others, feeling like we're falling behind, like we should be somewhere else, doing something more. But let me tell you this, your timeline is perfect for you. Where you are right now, with all its challenges, all its beauty, all its uncertainty, is part of the larger picture. It's part of the unfolding of something greater. Trust that every step, even the difficult ones, is leading you closer to where you're meant to be. When you trust your journey, you stop seeking external validation for your path. You stop looking to others to tell you that you're on the right track, because deep down you know you are. You stop comparing your success to someone else's highlight reel because you realize that your process is different, and that's okay. Trusting your journey means understanding that every experience, whether it feels like a triumph or a setback, is a teacher. It's shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for the next stage of your life. You see, life isn't a straight line. There will be detours, delays, moments when you feel lost or stuck. But trusting your journey means accepting that even in those moments, you are still moving forward. Growth isn't always visible, but it's happening. Sometimes you're being called to slow down, to reflect, to heal, or to learn a lesson that will make you stronger for what's coming next. When you trust your journey, you embrace the fact that everything is unfolding in divine timing. You can stop rushing, stop worrying about the future, and start living fully in the present. Because the present moment is where your power is. It's where you make decisions, where you choose how to respond, where you plant the seeds for what's to come. And here's the beautiful thing about trusting your journey: it allows you to let go of the need to control everything. You don't have to have all the answers right now. You don't need to know exactly how things will work out. Trust is about surrendering to the process, believing that what's meant for you will not pass you by, and knowing that no matter what, you are capable of handling whatever life brings your way. Trusting your journey also means trusting yourself, trusting that you are equipped with everything you need to navigate this path, that the strength, wisdom, and resilience you've gained from past experiences are enough to carry you through whatever comes next. You don't need to have it all figured out today. Your journey is unfolding one step at a time, and with every step, you are becoming more of who you're meant to be. So trust where you are right now, even if it doesn't look like what you imagined. Trust that the challenges are shaping you, the successes are affirming you, and the unknowns are guiding you. Your journey is yours, and it's leading you exactly where you're supposed to go. Keep moving forward with faith, with patience, and with the knowledge that every twist and turn is part of a greater plan designed just for you. Avoid unnecessary opinions, because not everyone's voice deserves space in your life. You have a purpose, a vision, and a path that's uniquely yours, and allowing too many voices to weigh in can cloud your direction. Everyone has something to say, family, friends, colleagues, even strangers on social media, but not all of it is meant for you. You don't need to take on everyone's thoughts, critiques, or ideas about who you should be or how you should live. Your life is yours to shape. The problem with unnecessary opinions is that they can easily shift your focus. One minute you're clear about where you're going, and the next someone else's doubts, fears, or judgments sneak in, making you second guess yourself. But here's the truth: no one can walk your journey but you. No one else understands the depth of your dreams, the challenges you faced, or the potential you hold. So why allow opinions from people who aren't living your life to steer the course of it? When you listen to too many voices, you dilute your own. You begin to question your choices, your timing, your worth. You start to think maybe they're right, even when you know deep down that their perspective doesn't align with who you truly are. It's easy to get lost in what everyone else thinks, but letting go of unnecessary opinions is about trusting your inner voice more than the noise around you. And let's be real, not all opinions come from a place of love or understanding. Some people project their own fears, insecurities, or limitations onto you. They tell you what they think you should do, not because it's right for you, but because it's what would make them feel more comfortable. That's why you need discernment, knowing when to let opinions in and when to let them go. Because not every piece of advice is meant to guide you, some are meant to hold you back. When you avoid unnecessary opinions, you free yourself from the weight of external expectations. You stop trying to live up to someone else's idea of success, happiness, or purpose. You reclaim the power to define those things for yourself. And let me tell you, that's when real growth happens. That's when you start moving with confidence, with clarity, because you're no longer trying to be everything for everyone. You're simply being yourself. Now, this doesn't mean shutting yourself off from all feedback. There's wisdom in listening to those who truly know you, who want to see you grow and thrive. But even then, you have to take what resonates and leave the rest. Not every well-meaning opinion is right for you, and it's okay to filter out what doesn't serve your highest good. In the end, you're the one living your life, so you're the one who has to make the decisions. When you avoid unnecessary opinions, you create space for your own intuition to guide you. You start living from a place of self-awareness, making choices that feel aligned with who you are rather than what others expect you to be. So be selective. Protect your mental and emotional space from the clutter of opinions that don't matter. Listen to your own voice above all else. Trust that you know what's best for you. And remember, the only opinion that truly matters in the end is the one you hold of yourself. Embrace silence, because in the stillness you find yourself. We live in a world that's constantly demanding noise, constant talking, constant sharing, constant movement. But there is something profoundly powerful about choosing to step back from all the noise and simply be still. Silence allows you to connect with your inner voice, your intuition, the parts of yourself that can't be heard when you're surrounded by the chatter of the world. When you embrace silence, you give yourself space to reflect. You allow your mind to clear and your spirit to breathe. In the silence, you aren't distracted by external opinions, expectations, or judgments. You aren't being pulled in a million different directions trying to keep up with the pace of life. Instead, you are present with yourself, and in that presence, clarity begins to unfold. Silence isn't empty, it's full of wisdom, peace, and truth. Many of us are uncomfortable with silence because it forces us to confront what's really going on within. We distract ourselves with noise because we're afraid of what we might find if we truly sit with ourselves. But here's the thing, silence isn't something to fear. It's where healing happens. It's where you can ask yourself the questions that really matter. What do I need? What am I feeling? What do I want for my life? And in that quiet space, the answers begin to reveal themselves. When you embrace silence, you're also choosing to disconnect from the pressure to always have something to say, to always be doing something. In silence, you realize that you don't need to perform, explain, or prove anything to anyone. You are enough just as you are. You don't need the external validation that comes from being constantly visible. In fact, some of the most profound moments of growth happen when no one is watching, when you're alone with your thoughts, listening to the guidance that comes from within. Silence also brings perspective. When you allow yourself to step back from the constant noise, you gain a clearer view of your life. You can see what's truly important, what's worth your energy, and what needs to be let go. Silence creates space for intention. It allows you to realign with your purpose and values so that when you do speak or take action, it's with clarity and conviction. And let's not forget that silence is a form of rest. In a world that glorifies hustle and productivity, silence reminds you that rest is not only necessary but sacred. It's in the quiet moments that your mind and body recharge, that your spirit finds peace. Silence is an act of self-care, a way of nourishing your soul in a way that nothing else can. Embracing silence doesn't mean withdrawing from life. It means becoming more mindful, more present. It means learning to listen more deeply to yourself, to others, to the world around you. When you embrace silence, you're not avoiding the world. You're preparing yourself to engage with it more fully, with more awareness, more patience, more grace. So don't be afraid of the quiet. Lean into it. Allow it to be a space where you can reconnect with yourself, where you can let go of the noise that doesn't serve you. In the silence, you'll find strength, clarity, and a deeper understanding of who you are and what you truly want. Embrace it because in that stillness, your true power is revealed. Cultivate inner peace because in this chaotic world, peace is your greatest gift to yourself. Life will always bring challenges, uncertainty, and moments that shake you to your core, but inner peace is what grounds you. It's that deep sense of calm that doesn't depend on your circumstances but comes from within. It's the understanding that no matter what happens around you, you have the power to control how you respond, how you feel, and how you move forward. Inner peace isn't about avoiding the storms in life, it's about learning how to remain steady in the midst of them. It's about realizing that external chaos doesn't have to create internal turmoil. The world can be loud, stressful, and demanding, but when you cultivate inner peace, you create a sanctuary within yourself, a place that no one and nothing can disturb. You see, peace is not something that magically appears. It's something you must consciously nurture. It's a daily practice. You cultivate inner peace by choosing what to focus on, by releasing what you cannot control, and by letting go of the things that steal your joy. It means understanding that not every battle is yours to fight, not every problem is yours to solve, and not every thought that enters your mind needs to stay there. Inner peace begins with self-awareness. It's about knowing what brings you peace and what disrupts it. For some, it might be moments of stillness, meditation, or prayer. For others, it might be taking a walk in nature, journaling, or simply sitting in silence. Whatever it is, you need to make space for it in your life. Peace is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's what allows you to recharge, to reflect, to process the highs and lows without becoming overwhelmed by them. To cultivate inner peace, you have to learn to protect your mind. Your thoughts are powerful, and they shape your reality. If your mind is constantly filled with worry, fear, and negativity, peace will always feel out of reach. But when you become intentional about guarding your mind, focusing on what uplifts you, what empowers you, you begin to create an environment within that supports peace. This also means learning to set boundaries, not just with others, but with yourself. You need to be able to recognize when your energy is being drained and when it's time to step back. It's okay to say no to things that don't serve your peace. It's okay to walk away from conversations, situations, and people that disturb your inner balance. You are not obligated to engage in every conflict, solve every problem, or meet every expectation. When you prioritize your peace, you give yourself permission to choose what aligns with your well-being and let go of what doesn't. Inner peace also comes from acceptance of life as it is, rather than as you wish it to be. This doesn't mean you stop striving for better, but it means you stop resisting the present moment. You learn to embrace what is, even when it's difficult, because you understand that peace comes from surrender, not control. When you stop trying to force things to happen and allow life to unfold naturally, you release the stress, frustration, and anxiety that come with trying to control the uncontrollable. And perhaps most importantly, inner peace is cultivated through forgiveness. Forgiving others, yes, but also forgiving yourself. We often carry so much guilt, regret, and shame for things we did or didn't do, for mistakes we made along the way. But peace cannot coexist with self-criticism and judgment. To truly find inner peace, you have to release the past, let go of the weight you've been carrying, and offer yourself compassion. You are human and you are growing. Your peace depends on your ability to love yourself through that process. So make peace a priority. It's not about eliminating stress from your life. It's about learning how to handle it without letting it steal your joy. It's about creating a foundation of calm and resilience within you that can withstand whatever life throws your way. Cultivate inner peace, because when you do, you'll find that no matter what happens around you, you'll always have a place of strength and serenity to return to. Peace is your anchor, your compass, your power. Nurture it, protect it, and watch how it transforms the way you live. Develop self-trust, because without it, you'll always be looking to others for validation, direction, and approval. Self-trust is the foundation of your confidence, your resilience, and your ability to navigate life's challenges. It's knowing deep down that you have the strength, wisdom, and capacity to make decisions that are right for you without second-guessing yourself or needing the world to co-sign your choices. Self-trust isn't about having all the answers or never making mistakes. It's about believing in your ability to figure things out as you go. It's about having faith in your instincts even when the path ahead is unclear. Trusting yourself means that you listen to that quiet voice inside, the one that knows what's best for you no matter how loud the external noise gets. It's about being rooted in your own truth, even when it goes against what others think you should do. When you develop self-trust, you begin to rely less on the opinions and approval of others. You stop outsourcing your power. You stop needing constant reassurance that you're on the right path, because you know that the right path is the one you choose for yourself. This doesn't mean you won't seek advice or value the perspectives of others, but it does mean that at the end of the day, you trust your ability to make the final call. You learn to honor your own voice above all else. Building self-trust starts with keeping promises to yourself. It's in the small, everyday decisions where self-trust is cultivated. When you say you're going to do something, follow through. When you set a goal, show up for it. When you commit to self-care, honor that commitment. Each time you keep your word to yourself, you strengthen that inner bond, reinforcing the idea that you can rely on you. And the more you trust yourself, the less you'll doubt your ability to handle whatever comes your way. But self-trust also requires forgiveness. You're not going to get it right all the time. There will be moments when you make the wrong choice, when you fall short, or when things don't turn out the way you hoped. But trust doesn't mean being perfect. It means knowing that even when you stumble, you have the power to get back up. Trusting yourself means giving yourself grace in those moments, understanding that mistakes are part of the journey, not the end of it. When you don't trust yourself, every decision feels heavy. You're constantly second-guessing, overanalyzing, and looking for reassurance from others. You're afraid of making the wrong move, so you often make no move at all. But when you develop self-trust, you're able to move forward with more ease and confidence. You stop overthinking every step and start trusting that no matter what happens, you can handle it. Self-trust is also about tuning into your own intuition. We all have that inner compass, that gut feeling that tells us when something is right or wrong. But too often we ignore it because we're afraid or because it doesn't align with what others are telling us. Trusting yourself means paying attention to those feelings and learning to act on them. It means understanding that your intuition is a powerful guide, and the more you listen to it, the stronger it becomes. Developing self-trust also means embracing your own uniqueness. You are the only one who has lived your life, who knows your heart, your desires, and your fears. No one else can fully understand what you need or what's best for you, so why would you place more trust in their judgment than in your own? Trusting yourself is about standing in your own truth, even when it doesn't align with the expectations or opinions of others. At its core, self-trust is about empowerment. It's about knowing that you are enough, that you are capable, and that you have everything within you to create the life you want. It's about stepping into your own power and owning your choices, your journey, and your destiny. When you trust yourself, you stop playing small, you stop holding back, you stop letting fear of failure or judgment dictate your actions. Let your results speak, because nothing is louder than the truth of your accomplishments. In a world where everyone is talking, where opinions and promises fill the air, there's power in quiet action. There's strength in focusing on the work, in committing yourself to the process and letting the fruits of your labor do the talking. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth, your potential, or your vision. Your results will do that for you. When you focus on your results, you free yourself from the need to explain or justify your journey to others. You don't need to tell everyone what you're working on or seek validation at every step. Instead, you pour your energy into what matters: your growth, your goals, and your progress. Because at the end of the day, people may question your methods, they may doubt your choices, but they cannot deny the results that come from your dedication. Letting your results speak is about understanding that actions carry more weight than words. We all have that inner compass, that gut feeling that tells us when something is right or wrong, but too often we ignore it because we're afraid or because it doesn't align with what others are telling us. Trusting yourself means paying attention to those feelings and learning to act on them. It means understanding that your intuition is a powerful guide, and the more you listen to it, the stronger it becomes. Developing self-trust also means embracing your own uniqueness. You are the only one who has lived your life, who knows your heart, your desires, and your fears. No one else can fully understand what you need or what's best for you, so why would you place more trust in their judgment than in your own? Trusting yourself is about standing in your own truth, even when it doesn't align with the expectations or opinions of others. At its core, self-trust is about empowerment. It's about knowing that you are enough, that you are capable, and that you have everything within you to create the life you want. It's about stepping into your own power and owning your choices, your journey, and your destiny. When you trust yourself, you stop playing small, you stop holding back, you stop letting fear of failure or judgment dictate your actions. Let your results speak, because nothing is louder than the truth of your accomplishments. In a world where everyone is talking, where opinions and promises fill the air, there's power in quiet action. There's strength in focusing on the work, in committing yourself to the process, and letting the fruits of your labor do the talking. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth, your potential, or your vision. Your results will do that for you. When you focus on your results, you free yourself from the need to explain or justify your journey to others. You don't need to tell everyone what you're working on or seek validation at every step. Instead, you pour your energy into what matters: your growth, your goals, and your progress. Because at the end of the day, people may question your methods, they may doubt your choices, but they cannot deny the results that come from your dedication. Letting your results speak is about understanding that actions carry more weight than words. It's easy to talk about what you're going to do. It's easy to make promises or set grand intentions, but it's the follow-through that counts. It's the work you put in when no one's watching, the sacrifices you make, the discipline you commit to, that ultimately determines your success. When you let your results speak, you're telling the world, watch what I do, not what I say. There's a quiet confidence in letting your results speak for themselves. It's knowing that you don't need to chase recognition or approval because the work will reveal everything in its own time. It's trusting the process and staying focused on your purpose without being distracted by the noise of external expectations. This doesn't mean you're being secretive or withholding. It means you're letting your actions, your progress, and your achievements do the talking instead of relying on words alone. You see, results have a way of silencing doubt. They cut through the noise of criticism, skepticism, and judgment. You don't have to defend yourself or explain your vision when the evidence is clear. The impact of your work speaks louder than any argument or justification you could offer. When people see the tangible outcomes of your efforts, they'll understand your commitment, your talent, and your value without you needing to say a word. Letting your results speak is also about patience. It's about being willing to put in the time, knowing that results may not come immediately, but trusting that they will come if you stay the course. It's resisting the urge to seek instant gratification or quick approval and instead committing to long-term excellence. The best results aren't always the fastest, they're the ones that come from sustained effort, focus, and resilience over time. When you let your results speak, you also create a legacy that can't be erased. Words can be forgotten, promises can fade, but the impact of your work endures. Whether it's in your career, your relationships, your personal growth, or your contributions to the world, the results you create will stand as a testament to who you are and what you're capable of. People will remember what you did long after they've forgotten what you said. There's also a humility in letting your results speak. It's knowing that you don't need to boast or seek attention. You're not in it for the accolades or the applause. You're in it for the work itself, for the fulfillment that comes from doing something well and seeing the impact of your efforts. When you focus on the work, the results will naturally follow and the recognition will come in its own time. So trust in the power of your results. Focus on what you're building, on the value you're creating, and let that be your voice. Let your actions, your progress, and your achievements speak for themselves. Because at the end of the day, what you do will always matter more than what you say. Let your results be your proof, your legacy, and your truth. Focus on meaningful relationships because they are the true wealth in your life. In a world filled with fleeting connections and shallow exchanges, it's the deep, authentic relationships that nurture your soul, that uplift you when you're down, and that stand the test of time. Meaningful relationships aren't about quantity, they're about quality. They're about investing in the people who matter, the ones who see you, who know you, and who care about your growth as much as you care about theirs. When you focus on meaningful relationships, you understand that it's not just about what you receive, but about what you give. Real relationships thrive on reciprocity, on a mutual exchange of love, respect, trust, and support. It's about showing up for each other, not just in the good times, but in the challenging ones. It's about being vulnerable, allowing yourself to be truly seen, and creating a space where others feel safe to do the same. This kind of connection is rare, but when you find it, it's priceless. The people you choose to surround yourself with shape who you become. When you focus on relationships that are meaningful, you prioritize those that bring out the best in you. These are the people who encourage your growth, who challenge you to rise higher, and who remind you of your strength when you forget. They are the ones who celebrate your successes without jealousy and stand by you in your failures without judgment. Meaningful relationships are rooted in love, but they are also built on honesty. These are the people who will tell you the truth even when it's hard because they care more about your well-being than about making you feel comfortable. And let's be clear, meaningful relationships require effort. They don't just happen by chance, they are cultivated over time. You have to be willing to invest time, energy, and attention into them. You have to nurture them just like anything else of value in your life. This means being present, truly listening, and making space for the people who matter. It means prioritizing those relationships even when life gets busy because you understand that no amount of success or achievement can replace the fulfillment that comes from deep human connection. Meaningful relationships also require vulnerability. You have to be willing to let your guard down, to show the parts of yourself that aren't perfect, that are still healing. It's in these moments of openness that true connection is formed. Surface-level interactions can't feed your soul the way deep, vulnerable relationships can. It's the people who see you at your worst and love you anyway that matter most. The ones who walk with you through the valleys, not just the mountaintops, are the relationships worth holding on to. Focusing on meaningful relationships also means recognizing when to let go of relationships that no longer serve you. Not every connection is meant to last forever, and that's okay. Some people come into your life for a season to teach you something or to help you grow, but not all relationships are meant to be lifelong. Part of focusing on what's meaningful is learning to release what no longer aligns with your spirit. When you let go of relationships that drain you or bring negativity, you make room for connections that uplift and energize you. Meaningful relationships aren't just about emotional support, they're also about shared growth. The people you surround yourself with should inspire you to be better. They should challenge your thinking, encourage you to step outside your comfort zone, and hold you accountable to your goals. These are the relationships that push you forward, that remind you of your potential, and that stand by you as you work to achieve it. When you focus on these kinds of connections, you're not just building a support system, you're building a network of growth, evolution, and mutual empowerment. And let's not forget that meaningful relationships go beyond just the people closest to you. It's also about how you engage with the world. Are you building connections based on authenticity, compassion, and mutual respect? Are you treating people with kindness and empathy, even in passing interactions? Every relationship, whether deep or brief, holds the potential for meaning if approached with intention and care. At the end of the day, when the noise of the world fades, it's your relationships that will be the most enduring source of joy and fulfillment. The people who stand beside you, who celebrate with you, and who support you through it all, that's where the real richness of life lies. When you focus on meaningful relationships, you build a foundation of love, connection, and purpose that will carry you through any storm.